It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll be watching the Falcons, reigning league MVP. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Falcons and the Titans, and it comes your way next.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see... Go out ahead the Falcons for their first possession. And bringing them out, someone this defense is really going to have to keep an eye on, this mobile QB.
If there's such thing as perfection in the NFL for a quarterback, well, he pretty much achieved it last week. QB rating through the roof. No mistakes, 6 touchdowns. Just a phenomenal day. Hard to replicate, but the consistency and the confidence that can come out of that should endure.
And he drops the deep shot. A big play to start the game, but it slips through incomplete.
Man, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. Just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever...
They connect on the deep shot. All the way. That's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons don't need long to take a 6-0 lead. Drake London with the touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
And their quarterback ready to take over once again. And that passing touchdown he started this game off with, just what we expected from somebody who you can see is among the NFL leaders in finding the end zone this year. They'll throw on first. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a second, the defenses with their speed at this level, they'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Stopped by Cedric Gray.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Big man showing up the yards. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take a 13-0 lead. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
The Falcons headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. Throwing now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. No luck finding his receiver that time. And we'll see what they do here on second down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field, and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Forced out to his right. Completes, it's Bijan Robinson. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons grow their early lead to 13. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just machine. Surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
Falcons are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And it's not just a blip for him this year. He's been one of their go-to scorers on the ground as we get through the heart of this season, leading all quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns. Back to pass on 1st and 10. He's on the move. Gets into this one. It's a deep pass to the opposite side.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
2nd and 10 now. Flush down out to his left. He takes it himself. He spins right by him, and he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
The field opened up, and he simply takes off. This is a reason that even the quarterbacks are timed in the 40-yard dash at the combine, because the elite, well, they can make a big chunk run just like that.
So what began at their own 20, Brock, all of a sudden is inside the other 20. It's 1st and 10. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's keeping it again. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He's calling his own up. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay.
The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. There has been nothing that can stop them, so we gotta assume this drive, Brock, likely gonna end in a touchdown as well. Pass play on 1st and 10. Chased out to his right. Launching deep down. This is caught. Looks like he stayed in bounds too. Great work. Well, he sure has come out throwing a good ball today, and the passing game has really been clicking early on thanks to his efforts.
Yeah, his plays really elevated the start his pass catchers have been able to have as a result. And you know what they're all thinking right now? This could be a game where we all get to put up some serious numbers, especially if he keeps throwing it like this.
So the big play gets him just beyond midfield. It's 1st down. Back now, pressure on its way. Rolling left, buying some time. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
The QBs today so adept at doing just this, buying themselves enough time and finding a target. The problem on this one, just not the throw he needed to make the completion.
And he could have a free play here. Escapes out to the left. He tucks it and takes off. And as he goes out of bounds, we've got a flag on the play, likely against the defense. Offense liked how that play went, so they choose to decline the penalty. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. On the move, headed right. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons making this a laugher before halftime. At this distance, a very dangerous player on any pass play because, Brock, as he's scanning the field to throw for the end zone, he's looking for an avenue to run it to.
Okay, this is exactly why it's never been harder to play defense in the NFL. The precision and the execution in the passing game, the efficiency has never been better. But then when you do cover it up, you got guys like this who can scramble and make you pay with their legs.
This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. They came into this game on a 5-game win streak and currently in control of what could be a 6th straight victory. To throw it on 1st down. Getting out to his left. He's running with it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Early on, it's not his work passing the football we're talking about. It is what he's been able to do as a runner that has this place buzzing.
Yeah, years ago, Kate, taking what the defense gives you means checking it down, but not anymore. Not the QBs of today. He's showing you the prowess he has with his legs as well.
Pitts brings it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes for 36 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Throwing on the run, deep down that left side. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So 2nd down coming up.
You know, that's a high degree of difficulty throw. Not a lot get tougher than that one. But now, fortunately, Kate, he aired it closer to the sideline, and it goes harmlessly out of bounds.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. It's into the hands of Mooney. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. And he has stayed productive throughout this game. He's up to the 300-yard mark after that last completion. Really has been a solid showing for him finding his targets. From the red zone now. Escapes the... And they take this in for the score. The Falcons ballooning the first half lead even further. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And while they've worried about his arm a little bit early, he's been happy to get some yards on the ground, looking like an effective dual threat thus far.
Ready up.
To throw here on 1st down. Buys time, rolling right. That's brought in by Mooney. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a massive 35-yard pickup, 1st down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning at Nashville. The Falcons pushing for points. New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st and 10, looking to throw. He's on the move. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. I'm just taking a guess here, Brock, that they were so concerned with his passing prowess that they forgot this dude can deal quite a bit of damage with his legs, too.
Yeah, this is where offenses in the NFL are blurring with the college game. They want guys running the show who can light it up through the air, but just as often torch you on the ground, with numbers normally reserved for running backs.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one, and the Falcons will have a first. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Flush down now to his left. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Far from the first time we've broken down one of his touchdowns in this game, partner, but man, they seem to get more impressive every time.
And I don't care, Kate, if they're all one-yard plungers, if you're up over 300 yards. A 4-touchdown game will forever live among your greatest career highlights. You can go several games without even scoring one. So to get 4 in one contest, you'll never, ever forget it.
Airing it out to start this drive. Rolling left, buying some time. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Back to throw now. Forced out to his right. He's got it inside the 10. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. And that completion gets him up to 400 yards in the football game. No, it's a tough mark to reach, but one that every quarterback takes pride in being able to reach, or at least challenge every so often. Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. First and goal here. Goal to go. They're passing. Escapes out to the left. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that makes it second and goal. He'll throw it yet again. Getting out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons grow the lead coming out of halftime. And he's done it so many times before in just this game, Brock. There he is again in the end zone leading that celebration.
I think they're running out of ways to celebrate.
I think so, too.
Right? They work on these things. They love these celebrations, but my gosh, he's made a habit of visiting the end zone, and it's his effort, it's his want to, it's his will that has carried this offense forward for much of the game.
They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Got a man, it's London. At the 20. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons piling onto the scoreboard yet again. Drake London with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
throwing now on first down. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. This is the type of performance a former quarterback, just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when it...
And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons trying to end this before the final quarter. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
They'll throw to begin this drive. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out. They get 13 on the pickup. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. Setting up a throw. Chased out to his right. Taking off with it again. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
Airing it out to start this drive. He fires one deep down the middle. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Back to the air here on 2nd and 10. He's trying to go deep, but big gain downfield. Hits the 20. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons running them out of the building. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Well, as they drive forward to one right now, looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Throwing it to start this drive. Into the hands of Pitts. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock. And hey, there's still time he could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
1st and 10 from the 41. He's gonna throw this one. On the move, headed right. Galloping inside the 40. Jukes out a one-stop. It's a full 40 yards on the play, Brock, and a new set of downs. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
First down from the red zone. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms, but it slips through. Second down coming up. So that play doesn't work out, but things make it even worse for them. Looks like one of their big guys out front is in need of a look from the training staff. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They are throwing it again. He's on the move. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. They'll try and throw it here. Flush down out to his left. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. Touchdown, Atlanta. As he nabs another touchdown, Brock, I gotta ask you, the former QB, is this a point where all the other guys who haven't scored or only have 1 touchdown today are coming over you and saying, bro, why aren't you looking for me? Throw me the football.
They may be saying it, but it's a little more of a look, Kate. Like, really? I mean, can I eat too? Do I get an opportunity to sit at the table? But when you got the rapport these two have right now and the confidence and the timing, boy, you look him up every chance you get.
Back to throw on 1st and 10. That one's complete to London. 30! The 10! And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons throwing 6 more on the blowout. Drake London with the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. Spread the field and send him all deep, baby. All right, this might be a stupid question, Brock, but what makes that play call successful against an NFL secondary?
Yeah, because 4 verts is good against a college secondary, a high school secondary, a Pop Warner secondary, because it burdens and stresses that defense. And if you got people that can run and you got 4 choices to choose from, oftentimes you'll find one to hit on.
Back now, pressure on its way. Pitts brings it in. Space past the 35. Again, he's got room. Kyle Pitts. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons are running them out of the building. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. The 5th of the game for him, tying the NFL single-game record. Well, that right there, Brock, is saving all of your guys a whole lot of work. I see 10 dudes breathing easy out there, and only one of them out of breath, and he's the one holding that football in the end zone.
Are you sure about that? Because you know what I love about these moments?
What?
I love especially going back and watching them on tape and watching the big guys, watching all those O-linemen. Certainly some are going to walk, some are going to wave, but eventually some will make their way
First and 10, they're going to throw. He put everything he had. They connect on the deep shot. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They get 37 on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
Just about every offense since the beginning of time, since the forward pass, Kate, has loved a tight end that could stretch the middle of the field. Man, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up right here between the hashes, and what a difference it can make for an offense.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Throwing on the run, deep down. He's got it deep downfield. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Falcons continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. His 6th of the game. That's the first NFL player to catch that many in one contest. Wow. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. On the run right, throwing deep down the side. That one's complete, right side. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. The timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Wow, they're going to pass it here. And they don't connect there, so only 6 seconds remaining. Woo, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover. So it'll be 2nd down. Throwing it again here. Rolling left, buying some time. And that's a touchdown, at least for the moment, Brock. But there's a flag out there. I think that they might wipe this one away.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. So the Falcons will fly home with a win on the road. And as we play in October, they have kept their perfect start to the season going. To the point, Brock, I think you could argue they might be the league's best team in the front half of this campaign.